Hey everyone, it's Kathy and welcome to my month 5 weight loss update. I am so excited. November was a real challenging month for me in many ways, and we'll get into that in a little while. But I'm just so proud of myself because I have now lost 20 pounds. I started this journey around July the 10th. I'm so happy that I have put the effort into my health and taking care of me. I don't remember the last time that I've ever been successful at losing 20 pounds. I might get to 5 or 10 and then give up. And just this whole new way of my relationship with food has changed. I've done a lot of thinking and diving deep into my emotions because I am an emotional eater. I really feel that this time I will be successful at obtaining my goal. I'm on a 50-pound weight loss journey, and as of today I am down 20 pounds, which is 40% of my goal. So yay! I'm so happy. Now, November was a challenging month for me emotionally. You may remember I told you in September that my husband was diagnosed with a new form of cancer. We have already been dealing with a lymphoma type of cancer for the last 29 years, which has been very challenging and difficult at times. So now he has been diagnosed. He has a tumor on the side of his throat. Originally, when we learned about it back in late August, we were led to believe that he could just have surgery, not that it would be a walk in the park, it's still very serious, and then radiation, but then he would be fine. But the doctors wanted to do some more scans, and then they wanted to do some biopsies, and we really got some difficult news. I think it was around October 28th. Because if you notice, I think I only uploaded one video at the beginning of November because I had already had it recorded. The cancer has spread, and we have one more appointment with one more specialist. And so far, the recommendations are just to watch and wait, because given his history, the treatment that they can give to him may be more harmful than good. So hearing that really shook us to our knees, and it was very upsetting. It still is. You know, November has not been easy for me. I'm not going to get into too much of the details of his health because that's his private business, but I'm very open about speaking about how it affects my health, and it does affect my health. When somebody in the family or in the household gets cancer or another, very serious illness, it is not just the person with the disease that suffers, it's everybody. And I have been his primary caretaker for the last 29 years. We've been married 35 years, and 29 of those years we have been battling with cancer. And sometimes it really has been a battle. I really feel that over the years I have let my health slide, and I have turned to food for comfort because I didn't have any other comforting things in my toolbox. I did the best that I could at the time to get through those difficult times, to hold our farm together, to hold our family together. It hasn't been easy. Hearing about this potential very life-threatening diagnosis has brought back a lot of very painful memories that I have not processed because I had stuffed them down. That's why I had gained weight. Rather than, feeling the emotions at the time, I just stuffed it down. Like so many people do. I know so many of you can relate to that because you tell me that. I did what I could at the time, and I was just so disheartened to get this news. And this sounds totally ridiculous, but in the past and now, anytime I felt like I have made my weight loss a priority or taking better care of myself a priority, it seems that something or somebody gets sick. My reaction then is to make them the priority and, just forget about my health. And that's how I put a lot of weight on. But this time it came at, a really bad time because if you remember, I've had 2 deaths in my family. I lost a sister-in-law in January. I lost my mother in March. We got the diagnosis on the, I think, 7-month anniversary or 6-month, I can't remember, of my mom's death. And I really have not grieved for my mom yet. That has bothered me, and I really couldn't understand why, but I don't think that I was allowing myself to grieve. And I felt that around the beginning of October, I was finally starting to be able to look at photos of my mother. I was, remembering good times with my mother. And I felt that the grieving was starting for me, beginning. And then, like, out of the blue, we get this diagnosis, and I feel like I've had to put my grief for my mother back in a box. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to numb myself anymore. But I also don't want to feel the pain, because feeling my feelings is kind of a foreign concept, because anytime I would get anxious, sad, or stressed, I'd turn to sugar, turn to candy. Candy, sugary treats, that is my Achilles heel. And I'm a sugar addict, and I had done so well, because I look back at pictures of myself from June, and it's painful for me to look at that version of me, because I look at that picture of me and I cannot believe that I looked like that at the time. Does that make sense? I don't know if I just numbed myself or put blinders on and I just didn't want to see it. But now that I've lost 20 pounds and I'm finally starting to see changes that I see in my body, it's just very painful to look back, because that weight represents a lot of hurt, a lot of frustration, fear, anger, all the negative emotions. Whenever I'm happy, I don't eat. It's always whenever I'm feeling very stressed or sad. And, I've pretty much been under chronic stress for the last 29 years dealing with this cancer, and at times it has been, unbearable to deal with. So getting this news, it kind of shook us all to the core. It made us have some very serious discussions. We're all worried and we're all scared. And whenever I let my mind go to that place, it's not a good place for me, because I can, go to a very dark spot. And I could actually feel myself at the beginning of November shutting down inside, because that is what I would have done in the past. And it took every ounce of strength that I had to say, no, Cathy, like, you are worth putting yourself first. By putting myself first, that is not being selfish. And I'm learning that, because it's really important that I take care of my health. I mean, I'm 55 years old, and I honestly believe that it took me losing my mother, and both of my parents are gone now, for me to realize that how quickly life does go by. And every day, like, I have to fight to choose to make the right decisions. Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. I always am. November, the sugar monster came back in the house. I just was feeling so defeated and frustrated that, well, it's kind of funny, actually. I always try and look at the positive rather than the negative, because if I focus on the negative, it takes me to a place I don't want to go. So I don't know if you can get this where you live, but we have this festive log that comes out by the company Vachon around Christmas time. And I would always buy one or two in the past. I look forward to it. So I get my groceries done at Walmart, like I place them online, then we go pick them up. And I ordered one of these festive logs that I look forward to every year. And I know that I shouldn't have, but it's like, you know what? I want one, so I'm just going to have it. So the first time I placed the order, whenever my husband went to go get the groceries, they were out of stock. So I said, oh, well, this is a sign it's not meant to be. So I kind of forgot about it, but not really. And then for 3 days, I thought, oh, I want a piece of that festive log. It's pure sugar. It's the icing that I like. I like the two ends with the icing. I don't care about the middle part. So I was meeting a friend for lunch, and as I'm driving You know, I have the devil Cathy on one shoulder and the good Cathy on this shoulder, and they're kind of arguing back and forth in my head. Like, do you ever do that? Like, I have the strangest conversations in my head because I like to analyze everything. So anyways, after lunch, I decided I'm gonna go to Walmart. I checked on the app and they have the cake. Went into Walmart, got my cake, stood in line for 10 minutes at the self-checkout, put the cake on the passenger seat as I'm driving home. And, you know, I'm just having these thoughts in my head, like, you really shouldn't have done that. Why are you sabotaging yourself? And then like the other personality is saying, oh, it's fine, you'll be fine. Anyways, I got home, cut myself a slice of cake, got a glass of milk, sat at the table, because I really wanted to be mindful when I was eating this. I wanted to pay attention to how my body felt. Like, did it taste good? Like, just, I wanted to just focus on that and hopefully, you know, be done with it, and then that would be it. So I sat down and I was so excited to try the cake, and I took a bite and I thought, wow, this is so sweet. Because I have not had sugar like for months. I had so proud of myself. And I thought, yeah, it's sweet, but I'm still gonna eat the cake and I'm gonna finish it. So I finished the cake. And about 5 hours later in bed, I was so regretting eating the cake. My hips, my knees, my elbows were throbbing, and I'm thinking, am I getting the flu? Like, and then it's like, Cathy, it's the sugar. So that just proved to me at one more time how evil sugar is on my body. Now, I still get sugar, you know, from fruit and stuff like that. When I talk about sugar, I mean like actual candy or, you know, white sugar, sugary treats, desserts, stuff like that. I had been so good. I hadn't completely like not had a candy here and there, but I have not like brought them into the house. Like maybe if we were out at a restaurant, they give you a candy at the end of the meal, you know, I would eat that. But I had done so well not bringing it into the house until the cake. So I ate the two ends over the next week, and I told my husband he could eat the middle. I didn't care about that part. And then I got another cake, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you've worked so darn hard. Like, smarten up. And it's like, I don't care. And then I would keep like telling myself, well, you have to care. You've worked so hard. Why are you just sabotaging yourself and, you know, throwing all of your hard work away? And I don't know, like, so I kind of reverted back to the old way, but I am still trying so hard to, you know, every day, not be perfect, but be 80% perfect, because that's, I think, a healthy balance for me. Because it's impossible for me to say, well, I'm never going to have a cookie, or I'm never going to have like a candy. But right now it's just too dangerous for any of that to come into my house. And I recognize that. And I feel that if we wouldn't have had this added stress that we found out about in November, you know, I probably maybe would have lost 4 pounds in November. You know, 1 pound loss, I was very disappointed, but then I thought, no, you shouldn't be, because you could have been putting 2 on because you had like 2 of the Yule logs. So be happy. And that's something I have to work on, because I'm not great at praising myself or being happy for myself. I'm very quick to judge myself, be negative on myself. And those are things that I recognize and I am trying my very best to work on. Can you relate to that? Like, would you like a more in-depth video just about our internal dialogue and, you know, how we can sabotage ourselves? If you do, let me know in the comments. And if you could do a favor for me, I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. I like to set goals for myself, and that is the next goal that I have set. So if you have not subscribed, would you please click the subscribe button, give the video a like, and share it with somebody who you think might find it helpful to them, because that really helps my channel to get recognized. It doesn't bother me to be open and to share my struggles about my health and my weight loss with you. Going forward, like, I don't know what the future has for us the next couple of months, because the first doctor really knocked the wind out of our sails. She was really kind of negative, which I've met hundreds, if not thousands, of doctors in the last 29 years, and She had to be the most, she had to be a person that I think would really benefit from sensitivity training, because you don't talk to somebody with cancer the way that my husband was spoken to. And I think that's part of the reason why it was so upsetting for us. She was just completely, maybe she was having a bad day, I don't know, but you just don't give somebody a cancer diagnosis the way she laid it out on the table, because she made it sound pretty dire, like, you know, you might have not too long left. So it's really difficult for us to think about that. I find it very difficult, especially at night whenever I cannot sleep. I have a lot of like anxiety. I've had like a few nights where I thought, am I having a heart attack? Because I wake up and I feel like there's an elephant sitting on my chest, and then I'll sit on the side of the bed and kind of talk to myself, and it's like, are you okay? Like, is this your heart? Or just take a deep breath and see if it'll pass. And I think it's anxiety. There's just like so much stress worrying about this new, you know, road that we have to travel, and dealing with the past, and then like losing my mother. It's a lot to have to deal with. But I'm trying to be positive every day. You know, some days if I don't have a lot of energy and I'll just stay in my pajamas, that's okay. And you know what? I'm going to give myself a pass. Because if it's a difficult day, I just have to survive it. That's my goal, is just to survive it. And hopefully the next day is a better day. Now, I am not giving up. I'm not like going to do a lot of holiday baking and, you know, sabotage myself. No, I have worked way too hard. And, you know, I looked in the mirror this morning. I am down 2 sizes. I started out at a 3X and I'm down to a 1X, and in some clothes, a regular XXL. So I'm really proud of what I have accomplished, and I don't want to jeopardize that. And I'm setting a goal in my head. I would love to have a 25-pound loss by the end of 2023. Do I expect that to happen? Not really, because, you know, we have another difficult appointment ahead of us next week. I don't know, like, how I'm going to take the news. It's the holidays. I'm going to enjoy the holidays with my family, and we can start again in January. I'm not putting that added pressure on myself, but I'm not giving up on myself. I'm not going to say, okay, 2 weeks off, let's eat everything in the house. No. What I mean is, I'm not going to add pressure to myself by saying, okay, you got to go exercise. I have been thinking about starting exercising, like starting slow, like 10, 15 minutes here and there, because I think that would be beneficial for my stress levels. It's good for everything, right? But I'm not going to like put an added stress onto myself at a time when my stress level is already like, you know, 100 out of 10. So I'm just doing my absolute best that I can, and that's all that anyone can do. I know a lot of you want to see more what I eat in a day videos, and I am working on them, but it's a lot of work filming like cooking videos, because I gotta get somebody to help me if they're available, and it's not like my favorite thing to do. But I have filmed a few meals, and I will try and do some for you. But just please know that I'm having a difficult time right now in my personal life, and I'm doing my very best with my YouTube channel. And I'm so grateful to have this YouTube channel, because it's been a lifesaver. But I also have to be careful with it, because I think sometimes I have replaced my addiction to candy with work. And I work 7 days a week, and I easily put in 50, 60 hours a week minimum on my YouTube channel. You know, I try and answer every comment. I'm constantly on from 7 in the morning till 10 at night when I go to bed. And I have to really do a better job at maybe, you know, 6 p.m. at night, just not checking social media and just allowing my mind to relax and, you know, just chill out. So I'm just so thankful, because having this creativity aspect, like the YouTube channel, creating videos, researching, it really does help to keep normalcy in my life. Because if I just sat around all day and let my mind wander, it would go to a really dark place, and I don't want to go there. Like I said, I don't know what the next couple of months looks like in my life, and you know, if I disappear for a while, you know why. And, you know, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for always being so kind and supportive. You know, I feel like every 71,000 of you are my best friend through the computer. It is not easy for me to ask for help. So I just want to say thank you for being my friend. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers. Oh boy, I'm sorry. I did not plan to do this. You all mean so much to me, and I know that a lot of you can see yourself in me and can relate. And I'm so happy to be able to share my story with you and to hear that so many of you are, you know, feeling better about yourself and taking care of yourself and putting yourself as a priority in your life. Because I feel women our age, a lot of times, you know, we're maybe taking care of an elderly parent or a sick spouse, or, you know, still raising children. We have a lot of demands on us, and it's not always easy to make ourselves number one. So thank you so much for this opportunity, for your community and your friendship. You really mean a lot to me. And if you are here for the very first time, I will link my weight loss playlist. You can go check that out. I also have a playlist where I've done some what I eat in a day and recipe videos. You can go check those out as well. And I have lots of fashion videos planned. I'm going to be doing some makeup videos as well, because I feel like I need to do some of those just for me, something different. Because always doing the fashion videos, I enjoy them, but it is a lot of work, and I just kind of want to have like a lighter December. I still want to make, like, you know, new and exciting content, but I just kind of want to have a little bit of fun too in December. So I'll see you, well, probably in a day or two. I'll see you probably in a day or two with a new video, and thank you so very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.